Hey, so it's Colleen. So my short videos are a little bit longer, but I just think it's important for everybody to sort of understand and be on the same page. So just to end where we were talking about in the previous part one was this is what happens a lot with kids with ADHD because if their skill set is weak and it's not, let's just say if it is with the attention, well, they can be trained to have selective attention. They can be trained to stay on task. They can be trained to divide their attention. And if it's a combination of a little bit of attention, but also perhaps like memory is an issue, and you may have processing speed, you may have another overlap that you'll see when you go out and research about ADHD is auditory processing disorder. And really what it all comes down to is what we were explaining about in the last video, is that if your child has weak cognitive skills and those cognitive skills are being asked to come forth to be used, and your child cannot use them at the same expectation that the teacher is requesting, then your child, uses it and does what he or she can do, and then basically shuts off because they're tapped out. They're like in overflow mode. And that overflow mode is similar to when you have a child with sensory issues and they get too much stimulation coming in, and they just don't have the ability to process it fast enough or as well as they need to remain calm, and they then manifest in different behaviors. So the goal that I have for the ADHD program for everyone is to encourage you to take the program with me so that we can do an assessment for cognitive assessment and get a good story and a good picture about your child to really see where your child's falling out. And the cognitive assessment's done online. It's all part of the program. It's included in the cost. And it only takes like 30 minutes. It's non-academic. So it's not going to be overwhelming for your child to do. And then the program itself gives you like a neurocognitive just for like placement in the program. So the actual program knows where to start your child and like what level and what speed, that kind of a thing. And then what happens from there is we'll not only get a good story, a good picture about your child's ADHD, we'll begin to discuss as a group through our calls and our webinars, expanding it a little bit more to provide not only the excellence that you need within the coaching to help your child stay focused and be motivated to get through this program, but we'll talk to you a little bit more about your child and go beyond just ADHD symptoms to see what's really going on, meaning are you getting any feedback from the teachers at school? Is it just home-based issues you're dealing with? And drill down from there to be able to provide you with some solutions that will help you immediately with your child. So you should see some results. Now, whether or not we get any kids off of medication, I can't speak to that yet. That's what I'm looking at this program for, because they encourage you, Attend Go, to take the program so you don't have to use medication. But in my example, like I showed in the very beginning, part one, I just knew for a fact my daughter has the cognitive ADHD and also the neurological, in a sense where it's the way she's wired right now from her brain injury. So I know I need medication. I don't want anybody that's on this program that decides to take the program to stop the medication without talking to your doctor first. And I would really like to know also directly from you if you are planning to do that, so we can make sure we agree that's the best thing to do for your child based upon some history and some discussion that we'll have. Because we don't want, like in my case with my daughter, I wouldn't take her off medication and have her try to do this program because she'll be frustrated beyond belief and wouldn't do it. However, being on medication, I'm still setting baselines. I still have measures I'm looking for. So some changes that you would also be able to look for from this program is, if you want to look in the cognitive buckets again, look for that selective attention changes. Is your child able to be a little bit easier now for her or him to select what they're going to attend to? Can they block things out? If you go for divided attention, is the child able to now do a couple things at once, where before it was all one thing or all the other? So it looks like your behavior, that's manifesting, it looks like your child has a lot of difficulty with transitioning. And it also looks like your child gets distracted very, very easily. And that could be divided attention. They can't do more than one thing. They're unable to process more than one thing at a time. And then the the sustained was time on task. So that would be easy, right, for you to see, because you're going to be able to, which I'll help you through all of this with the program, is we're going to be able to see how your child does working on the program. If they can only start in the beginning with doing this for like 30 seconds and then they're gone, but yet it's going to keep getting higher and higher, then you know sustain's doing well. And you'll have some other exercises that I'll be providing you with, like supplements and resources that you can also work with your child with if you so desire, where you'll be able to do different baselines and testing, and just sort of making sure that your child knows that they have the ability to control and to change, because a lot of kids don't. Kids that I've worked with ADHD, they would, once like their body got excited and went into overdrive, they just rolled with it. They did not understand. They didn't know how to control themselves. So once I showed them a couple different things, they were amazed that once they had that feeling of going into overdrive, that there was a way for them to calm down and that they could actually take control of the situation. They could choose what was going to happen next. And, you know, so different tips and tricks like that will help you along the way. So I hope you found part 2 to be helpful, part 1 and part 2. And I'll be posting more videos and information for you as we get closer to the program start. So if you have not already registered for the program, I would recommend doing so, especially if you're still looking to try and get onto a payment plan, because that's going to end soon. I'm not sure of the exact date. I have to check with my team. But after that, you have to do the one payment of $339. You have to do a one-time payment. And then we'll start working on getting you your license for Attend-Go and getting you access to the program, preparing you to get ready to go once we kick off June 1st. So I have my daughter Shannon working through this right now. She's always my, my little guinea pig, my kids. But I will usually do something like that where we'll use it first. So I'm sort of walking the walk and talking the talk. So everything that I put out there in the market, my kids have used themselves. And then, it goes through a test program, and then it gets approved, obviously, with my community that follows me. It's recommended for their child within my overall student transformation system. Okay, so until the next video, if you have any further questions, feel free to reach to me. You can also post comments and questions under the video, and we'll just keep an ongoing dialogue. Okay, so thanks so much. Have a good rest of the day, and I will see you on our next video.